Hey, you're listening to Radio Free Cybertron. This episode 670. I'm Brian Kilby. With me this week, we have Chris. I'm choked up. We got Don, Diecast, Matt, Rob, and maybe John DeLuna. I don't know. He's just listening last I heard. Sorry, we were talking about, that's the worst Sling Blade impression ever, but, it doesn't matter. That's what we were talking about in pre-show.
No, not only Brian. I've heard them do that on John Boy and Billy, and yours is better. So.
Yeah, we weren't really talking about Sling Blade on pre-show. That was like the last 15 seconds before we switched over to regular show.
We were recording a Sling Blade podcast. That's what it was. Podcast.
Well, you said you had a new podcast idea that would be very divisive, and that qualifies.
Okay. That's something I mentioned pre-show. I will start off because I'm half okay. I've been inspired. I don't even know how, but I know how. There was a meme going around like your favorite TV shows. And this is going somewhere. My top 5, two of the shows. One's MASH, one's Transformers, and one's Sanford and Son, The Simpsons, and Star Trek DS9. So I've made no secret that 20 years ago I started the Transformers MASH crossover fanfic that someday I plan on finishing. And right now we're under quarantine. But I feel like I have to work my way up. To doing the Transformers MASH fanfic. So I thought something a little light could be Sanford and Son and Transformers. Yes, Sanford and Son and Transformers. But I thought, if I'm going to go to do this Transformers content, where am I going to share it? Does it make sense on my personal website, which has no Transformers content? Does it make sense on RFC? Which
has no Sanford and Son content.
Which has no fan fiction content anymore. The website did used to have fanfic. It had my fanfic on it back 20 years ago. So I'm actually thinking about doing an audiobook version of my Sanford and Son and Transformers fanfiction that I'm going to write. I hope. It would be, I would publish it in podcast form. I'm thinking about doing it through briankilby.com, but maybe I would link to it from RFC.
And the amazing thing about this idea is that you don't even have to be a patron to enjoy this content.
No. Oh God, I love. I just have an idea for it that is just so great that I've got to run with it. So, I think I'm going to do it.
Now I really do. Now I'm thinking of Esther versus Megatron.
No, well, okay. Yes,
I would probably pay money to read.
So, a central character is gonna be Rollo, at least to the third episode, and it's gonna be done in episodes, not chapters.
Okay, please tell me there'll be a Prowl and Smitty team up.
So Smitty does make an appearance in the episode with Rollo, but is it really Smitty, or is it a hologram? We'll find out.
Oh God, that's terrible.
I know, right? So
yes.
Okay, but that's something that I'm thinking about doing. This quarantine has just completely ruined me, and most people, I think. Okay,
in very different ways.
Yes, this is true. Anani TF said Transformers with Married with Children. I like that idea. I think you should run with that. Actually, I would read it. I promise. That'd be wonderful. Okay, so, what else? Hey, so, I knocked over something. It was a remote control. Doesn't matter. Normally I do, contest stuff if we do a contest in the beginning of the show. It spoils a little bit later, but, I did find the, deluxe figures from the War for Cybertron Netflix show. So we're doing a contest on Twitter. Follow us and retweet, and you could win Decepticon Mirage. So for the people who actually listen to the show on a somewhat regular routine basis, the contest ends September. It's not September. It's April. I've lost all track of time.
I mean, the contest could run for another 4.5 months.
I hope not. The contest ends on Sunday, April 19th, and just follow and retweet. So I'll post it a couple more times. It's up there now. But you could win it, so that's up there. What else?
Yeah, Transformers and Alf that could work.
Transformers and Alf. What if Melmac and Cybertron were neighbors.
What if Melmac was eaten by Unicron?
And that's why he left. That's why he immigrated from Melmac to Earth.
Yeah.
Oh
you
my
got about
gosh.
one episode right there. Good job.
It's gonna be this. It's gonna be.
It'd be a TV movie of the week.
Oh, I like that.
It's the prequel.
It'll be one of the Gambler made-for-TV movies, or the Red-Headed Strangers. Yeah.
And Brian Catbird 25 says Web World, but Cyclonus takes Galvatron to see Fraser Crane.
Oh, see, I like the idea, but it's not really my speed of something I would write. I'm all about doing Sanford and Son and Transformers, and I seriously think I will at least do a couple. So, I really do want to do them in audio format, though. We'll see how that
Brian,
goes.
I blame the entire Discord chat on you tonight.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Anthony TF said, didn't Alf end with him going back? I have no idea how
it did not.
Alf ended. The TV series Alf ended with the government closing in and him missing his chance to go home. There was a TV movie.
It's horrible.
That didn't even have the family.
Nope. He's in government custody.
Yeah, and then that's
he's at Area 51. Nice.
It's horrible. Galvatron. Okay.
Yes, I'll blame the entire chat on you tonight, Brian.
Hey, so like I mentioned last week, we're going to do. Hey, thank you to the new patrons that have joined. We appreciate that. You guys are awesome. We love you. We're doing a soft sell. Is the way that I've heard other people do it. If you want to join up, help us out. Patreon.com/TFRadio. But we're not going to hammer you over the head with it. Once all of this passes, we'll hammer you over the head with it. So
probably twice as hard.
Yeah, twice as hard.
We got some mileage to make up here.
Yes. Let's see here. What else do we got going on? Hey, if you're watching live, we love you. If you're not watching live, we still love you, but you should join our Discord server at tfradio.net/discord. And when we are live, no matter where you watch, whether it's on Twitch or if you're one of the 3 people that watch on Twitch or YouTube or a Periscope /Twitter, Facebook, wherever, just chat along at tfradio.net/discord. You can still chat wherever you're at. And just don't look at, say, the YouTube chat as often as I used to. Apologies, guys. I do love you. But Discord is free. You don't have to install anything. You can do it in your browser. tfradio.net/discord.
You can come talk with some of us and, other people who are into the show, like even when the show's not on, which is not a thing YouTube really offers.
This is true. That's why I love it. Yeah, I didn't want to begin with. I was hesitant, but now I'm a convert. I'm a convert. We got a great big convert marching.
He's been converted.
Being converted.
In any case, we're having a nice conversation in the Discord now about various Transformers and sitcom mashups. So some of our participants are fleshing out Kilby's Sanford and Son idea.
Well, I can't look because I don't want to steal any ideas.
Yeah.
So.
Well. If someone old enough like me can remember Heart to Heart, you get a Heart to Heart with Transformers and have cut play both roles with. Since Lionel Stander was in both.
Oh God, someone else. Okay, I better drop this. Sanford and Son and Transformers. I will seriously at least write one. I'll try to record it. So, BrianKilby.com. I'll have other podcasts there too. Okay. Hey, did anybody get anything this week? I'll go last.
Oh, I'll go.
Don claimed it.
Yep, I got a couple things. Off topic, I got 2 really cool things I'm gonna bring up. One, I got a book by Sophie
Way to go,
Aldred.
Don.
Yeah, but by Sophie Aldred, better known as Ace from Doctor Who. She's wrote a novel, and it concerns her time after the show ended. As far as Ace's character, I'm looking forward to this because she meets Jodie Whittaker's Doctor in this book, and I'm looking to see what happened.
Bat Hound? Nothing.
Nope. So again, as everyone knows, Ace is the best classic Doctor Who companion of all time. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. A stop by my Walgreens actually netted me Vincent from the Black Hole.
Oh, nice. I saw you share that. I thought that was the thing from Walmart.
No, actually, it's a Walgreens exclusive. They did not have Vincent. They did not have Maximilian, And the Vincent and Bob 2-pack, I don't know where that's supposed to be showing up because its price point is above what these were. But this is a great looking figure, a lot of accessories, a stand, tons of plug-in. I'm sure a lot of people have seen the Black Hole because it's a really interesting movie. But this was a really nice find out of nowhere at the Walgreens.
Was that a Disney movie, Don?
Yeah. That was one of Disney's last. It's one of their last purely practical effects, but it did have some rudimentary early CGI in it. So it was, but it was mostly heavy practical effects. There's a lot of classic Disney matte paintings in that for like the star fields and stuff. So It's a really visually impressive movie. Plus, you had Roddy McDowall voicing Vincent and Slim Pickens doing Old Bob, which was
Slim Pickens
awesome. Yep.
And I'm not sarcastic. I genuinely think that's awesome.
Yeah. And if you're not sure of Slim Pickens, he's been in every cowboy. He was in every cowboy every movie ever made.
He was in every cowboy ever made.
Yeah, I'm very tired. I worked 13 hours one day and I was 14 and a half the other day, so I'm real tired.
Our audience would probably know him from Dr. Strangelove, famously and he's writing the atomic bomb. Is it?
Yeah, or Blazing Saddles as the right hand man to Hedley Lamar. The one who got hit by the shovel. Transformer-wise, Hasbro Pulse, I decided to get a couple things. I got Off-Road Bumblebee. They just arrived today. And I got Jet Mode Shatter.
Nice.
So I decided to get those. And I've got some other stuff coming in. It's not here yet. I was hoping it would have been here today, so I'll have that for next week. Nothing locally. That's why I'm buying online for the most part.
Safer that way, too.
Yeah. And that's all I got this week.
Oh, cool. Matt, what'd you get?
I got several things. First and foremost, I got a Marvel Legends.
Yay!
I got Mach 1.
Yes, that is awesome.
It really is.
It is awesome.
His wrists are a little wobbly, but other than that, spot on.
That is
spot
awesome.
On sculpt.
I need to get
Love
that
it.
one.
Yeah, I immediately moved Beetle down to the Masters of Evil end of the shelf.
Nice.
And Mach 1 took Abner's place on my Thunderbolts.
Oh, Mach 1 was Beetle?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought he was somebody else. I was getting my Thunderbolts mixed up.
And the Earth has risen at my Walmart. So I got.
What do you think?
Several.
Nice.
Cliff Jumper, what do you think?
Cliff Jumper, I like him. I like him a whole lot. The part where the car chunk comes off the back.
Yeah.
I'm not in love with that.
I thought it was so interesting.
I accept it. I understand it's going to happen to RC as well, but let's end it there.
Did you use the manual?
Try and find a way around that, please. No.
Okay, yeah. So like I happened across that, and I'm like, holy crap! I didn't expect it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I mean, a figure this size with this kind of posability and
insane.
Transformation complexity, I really, really like it. I like it more than I thought I would.
It totally justifies being a deluxe. I think Chris originally was the one that said that. It absolutely does.
At that size, it's still kind of painful paying $20 for it.
I think it's worth it. It's great.
I'm kind of like right in between where you and Matt are on this.
Yeah.
Like I think in complexity it justifies being a deluxe, but yeah, it does kind of hurt still paying the $20 for it. And I'm just glad I got mine off the internet where there was some distance between when I paid that $20 and when I actually had the toy in hand. So it wasn't as fresh, as much salt in the wound.
But I'll be honest, if the transformation was a lot less interesting, it probably would feel a lot more of a overpriced, because I think that transformation is a lot of the satisfaction of the toy.
Yeah, it is. But the thing is too, like, anybody who's listened to the show for any stretch of time knows I'm into like interesting accessory design, and Cliff Jumper's bazooka that can break down into all this other stuff and be utilized in different ways. Like that's something that plays specifically to my interests. I'd like it to be able to do a little bit more than it does, but like I'm into that as added play feature to that. And I was really interested too when I found out that like in terms of the number of parts involved and the literal mass of the plastic involved is exactly equal to a Battle Master. So, like, there's definitely possibilities for different kinds of pack-ins with future uses of this mold/engineering. Anyway, Matt, please continue.
Okay. I also got Wheeljack, who I don't like quite as much as I like Cliffjumper. He's pretty.
He's kind of meh.
Yeah, I don't like the color of the white plastic.
Yeah.
It's an off-white. It looks like it was in a smoker's home for a couple years, kind of.
But at least it's not that ape-face plastic. At least it's not that.
And he definitely transforms into a rectangle with wheels.
Yeah.
He doesn't.
I mean,
he doesn't
He
have any
looks like
personality.
Wheeljack. Yeah, kind of. But
I'm
he
sorry,
looks like Wheeljack.
I'm just thinking about, you said it looked like you've been in the smoker's home for a couple of years, and they talk anymore about their painstaking, color matching, and it's like, yeah, they painstakingly color match this to somebody's childhood Wheeljack that they swear is in mint condition and is not discolored at all. They promise.
That thing was AFA graded after it sat on somebody's shelf for 15 years.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. With Wheeljack, it's almost like he has no person. Wheeljack is always a dynamic looking figure in the show, with his angles and his colors and stuff. That toy has no personality. It's just kind of there.
Yeah, honestly,
anyway, that's the way it feels.
I kind of like the 2010 Wheeljack a little better as a Wheeljack.
I
agree.
I'm leaning that way myself. Yeah, I mean, this Wheeljack is fine. It's not a bad toy at all. As opposed to Cliffjumper, this transformation is pretty straightforward. But I like Cliffjumper way better.
Maybe you'll like that more as Sunstreaker.
Maybe. But I also got Hoist.
Now, I like Hoist. I think Hoist is a strong figure. I like it.
I like Hoist as well, but some of the plastic in some places feels a little scary almost, like when you're trying to transform him. Like the arms don't want to fold down into truck mode. They don't want to fold down at the shoulder.
I don't think I have that experience with mine.
Well, I hope I don't have that experience anymore. I hope the first time did the trick, but
the only thing I wish is they had taken care of the arm flaps for Trailbreaker. That's the only thing I wish they could have done something different, so that way Trailbreaker would be a little bit closer. And this was coming from the guy who was like, "Oh, great, G1 again." But Trailbreaker's one of those characters.
Yeah, Trailbreaker always gets the short end of the stick
because he's always the
Well, like
realistically, it's always "Oh, great G1 again" until they get to that one thing you've been waiting for them to do.
Yeah.
Snapdragon, yeah. Anyway, Matt, Nana has an upgrade set out for Hoist now with like a different option part for the one hand and some other add-on stuff that you might want to take a look at.
And I got Grapple. And
Nice.
Grapple is super nice. I really like this one. The truck mode, everything comes together quite nicely.
Did you have issues with the pegs?
One of them is a little bit snug, but not like concerningly snug. The other one's fine.
Good.
So, but I do have the problem with as big as Hoist is as a deluxe, it makes Grapple look small as a Voyager when they stand next to each other. Other than that, Grapple is pretty freaking great.
Yeah, I can't wait for the Inferno of that mold.
And the Art Fire.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully, because they've got enough this time. They've got enough gun battle masters, to give us an actual target master with the Selects version. Whereas they didn't do that with the Stepper recolor that came from that Jazz.
Yeah, because that just came out at the wrong time.
And off of that Jazz mold.
Yeah,
I mean, I wasn't going to go there, but yeah.
If that Jazz mold had... Wait, I'm sorry, Chris, go ahead.
No, I'll let you finish.
If that Jazz mold had come with a Battle Master to make it a little more closer to Stepper, I think it would have helped the overall package value because it would be closer to what it was supposed to be. But just that Jazz in Stepper colors and no Target Master was like, you're missing the point of the character.
I'm kind of hoping at this point, like with what we're seeing of Earthrise Smokescreen, that they'll take some of what they're doing there and we'll get another Jazz already before Earthrise is over.
Yeah.
Because I think they could do something at this point that would rival 2010 Jazz.
2010 Jazz is such a good figure, though.
It is
It
such a good
is.
figure, but like that's how much confidence I have in Earthrise right now. I think they could actually like do Jazz that kind of justice again, and then we would get the Ricochet and probably have a Battle Master included because we have Battle Masters now that can be included.
Cool.
And last but not least, I got more Seacons.
Sweet.
I got Nautilator and Sea-Wing. And Sea-Wing, I mean, he's the cutthroat swoop Power of the Primes mold. So he seems like skinny compared to everybody else on the team so far. But I mean, but the head sculpts on these things are still just knocking it out of the park for me. They're great. The beautiful, gorgeous Seacon colors on these molds. Oh, yes. And Nautilator, actually, when I opened him up, I was surprised at how chunky he is. Like, he is a good size straight out of the box. That's a big lobster mode. But he's got some nice weight to him. The only thing about him is the little fold over hinge with the crab legs where it doesn't really peg into anything. It just kind of free floats there.
Uh-huh.
But that's the only thing that I can fault it with. Like, it's great. It's so beautiful. So very, very beautiful. Okay.
That's a blot again, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, that's why we like it so much.
Yes. And I love the way they remolded his forearms. Where that, like the whole thing the whole claw just rotates in around to reveal his robot fist. It's great. And I didn't do it on camera, but oh well.
We get the impression.
It's mostly audience anyway.
Yeah.
But
it's fine.
Yeah, I am so happy with all four of these Seacons I have so far. Hopefully, TF Source will get me the last two here soon.
I need them so badly.
I suspect, we'll be waiting regardless of source at this point just because shipping from overseas is a little bit challenged at the moment.
Yeah. But that's everything I got this week.
I'll go next. I just have one thing that'll be kind of quick. So somebody sent me Transformers the manga off of my Amazon wish list. I have no idea who because there was no note included, but thank you, whoever you are. I read through a few chapters of it already, and I get the comments about how it's, for 5-year-old, which it is, but if you ignoring the writing quality, it's still really good because the art in here is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm fine with the writing the way it is because I understand the context in which this was produced. I mean, this is not like it was, sold as standalone comic issues for a particular target audience. This was included in something like TV Magazine or whatever was around back in '85. It was a publication in another publication just to promote the thing, and it works for me. It's very straightforward and. It's a very different take on the aesthetic style of the Transformers, even compared to other Japanese art we get now, like the Legends comics, which are just insane. But I really like what it's doing. It's stylized, but it's also really precise art. It's very consistent from page to page and panel to panel. I'm really into how it looks. So I've got a lot of this volume left, and I'm looking forward to getting into the rest of it. And there's that mini art book section in the back of it too, which is even better because that's just all that nice art style and no writing to half ignore. But
Sweet.
it does have that one, really beautiful line which they even highlight on the back cover. We are Autobots from America.
I love it. Yeah.
Or we are Transformers from America. I know you. You're the heroic Autobots.
It's wonderful.
It's good. So again, whoever sent this, thank you so much. Reach out on
You're
Twitter
welcome.
if you can. I would like to thank you directly.
You're welcome. It was me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You mentioned it like last week or week before that that was on your wish list. I'm like, everyone should have that.
And now I do. Thank
Yes.
you. Well, reach out on Twitter so I can thank you directly.
Okay. Will do. Sweet. Cool. Who else? Diecast?
Oh yeah. I got
Oh, yeah.
3 of our awesome shirts.
Oh, nice.
This is the orange G1 as
That works well. I have that from our old store in gray, and I didn't think that another color would look as good, but orange looks great with that.
yeah.
Orange looks good with everything. What are you talking about?
I love how this new store you can select whatever color you want. It's awesome. Also, Brian, we were talking about I was worried because I got the cheap shirt.
Mhm.
It's really high quality.
It's great. Yeah, it is. I'm wearing it now.
I would think it's soft and they made a mistake. Like, it's that good. I'm really happy with it because it's not what I expected. It's 100 times better than what I expected.
So the old store, I think the base fabric for this is better than the base fabric for the old store. But the premium for the old store, and I haven't had premium yet from the new store, the premium was like butter for the old store. And I love that. I need to try a premium shirt.
These are great. I'm fine with these. So I got the orange robot collector G1. I got the green RFC shirt.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah, which I really like. And then
G2.
I got the tech specs for Headmasters.
The Headmaster, yeah.
And I got that in
Purple?
like a blue.
Yeah.
Which worked out really nice too. I'm really happy with all 3 shirts. If you want to see shirts, they're on my Twitter at Diecast2. Awesome.
Or you
I
can
also got
tfru.net/shirt and buy one for yourself.
Yes. Yeah, I highly recommend them. They're awesome. Especially like we were lucky enough to get them on a sale, and they were like,
oh, the sale's
cheap.
great. Yeah.
Yeah. So hopefully they do sales. Do they do sales often? Do you know?
I assume the sales are up to the individual,
I think they're
store,
site-wide.
quote-unquote, owner. Oh, are they?
Yeah.
I thought that was something that was set at the, user level.
John, you there? I'm pretty sure they're site-wide.
So-
With those.
Yeah, they're site-wide.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if it's with TeePublic, but I have heard of other retailers that force sales on their designers, and designers get like nothing for the shirts that get sold, which sounds so horrible.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I also got the 2 Seacons, and I was immediately nervous because I haven't opened any of my Seacons. So let me show you my dilemma.
Yeah, we'll talk about this a little bit.
I got, TTGS06 and TTGS02, and I'm like, wait, shouldn't I have gotten 1 and 2 already since I got 2 already? I did not realize that 1 was 3, which was the center bot.
Turtler.
Yeah, and the other one was 4. So
Yeah,
I still don't.
Diecast actually sent me a text message about this the other day, which prompted me to kind of look into this. So, of course, we got Star Convoy. That was TTGS01. Because it's just the Takara Tomy Generation Selects and then the number in the sequence, which appears to be something only Hasbro is doing. The Takara stuff, if you get it directly from Japan, like through TF stores or Toy Dojo or someone, none of that appears on any of the packaging. It's what's added to the Pulse inventory after the fact. What appears to have happened, so there was Star Convoy, then the next Takara Tomy Generation Selects that Hasbro Pulse carried was Turtler, but that was labeled as TTGS03. So I think someone kind of goofed when they were setting up the CCon numbering and assumed that there would even a second one, and skipped a number, and now they've gone back with Kraken, I think we determined it was, to fill in that slot, so the numbers all line up. So in the middle of the second wave, along with figure number 6, I think, you get TTGS02.
And one of the other problems, which it made me even more confused, is on the invoice.
And there's your address.
It's
Again.
probably. It says TTGS 5, and I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I have all these and I don't have 5, so where's 5? So apparently what Chris figured out is 5 is
5 is 2, yeah.
5 is 2. So I was a little confused as to why my CCon numberings were all messed up and the invoice didn't match the boxes, which was even more confusing to me.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a goof, but it's all going to work out in the end.
Yeah.
Because again, like the Japanese packaging, which the majority of people are going to have, doesn't even give any reference to this. So it's literally just going to be a footnote on the wiki, and anybody looking back on this years later is not going to know the difference.
Yeah. So
it just entertainingly confused Diecast for a few days.
yeah, because I was like, oh my god. I was like, because I know what happens when, stuff like this happened. Like, I just kept thinking of Brian and, his piece broke off, his Optimus Prime.
Or Convoy.
Yeah, his Star Convoy, and then you couldn't get another Star Convoy from Pulse. And I was like, oh my god. That's like, I don't even really care about these CCons. I mean, I want them on my shelf, but I'm like, to be missing one out of the group would be terrible. I would have to source it from somewhere else, I'm sure. So I got that. I got the CCons, and then I also got this is the not upscaled, it's the straight 1-to-1 KO of movie Megatron, MPM-08, I guess, MPM
9?
Yeah, but this one is they refer to it, Donald, no, the Honey Badger one, and the paint is a little bit darker. It's not that light gray plastic, so this figure looks, in my mind, a lot better. So I was able to get him. His shipping box was ridiculously big. When I got it in the mail, I was like, and when they told me the price to ship it, I was like, this is ridiculous. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. And then I get this huge package for this little tiny figure. It's not that it's tiny, but it's certainly the package was 3 times bigger than it needed to be.
Keeps it safe.
Yeah, it keeps it safe, but I hate when they do that for shipping reasons.
Because you would rather receive broken items?
No, because I would just rather them be packed better and shipped in smaller boxes. The bigger the box, the more expensive it is to ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's your problem, not theirs.
Yeah, but it's a problem. Well, not so much that, because that usually doesn't go out to U.S. retailers, but like there were some third-party products, and third parties finally started to learn, like, make the boxes as small as you can.
Oh yeah.
But
except for I've noticed, except for the what is it? Diecast, the company that made the Starscream you have last week, the
Starscream I had last week.
The clear one.
The Ghost Coronation Starscream.
That's a New Age.
New Age. I found that their packages are still like, 2 or 3 times bigger than they need to be, at least for certain toys. Like the Bumblebee figure it fits like in one corner of the box.
Yeah.
Like Cliff Jumper, or Trey's Cliff Jumper.
Yeah.
But still, they're not that big, so it doesn't matter if they make the bit, box a little bit bigger. And the last thing I got is Fans Toys Sheridan.
You said transforming it the first time was not fun.
Not fun, and apparently they have a problem. If you're on video, you can see the legs fall off, and
what?
My right leg is a little bit loose. There's a pin inside, and apparently it's very short. that connects this whole bottom leg piece. So what Fans Toys is doing, I believe, is they're shipping out screws. So if that falls out, you can then screw it in, but there's not currently a screw in there now. So after transforming it once, I was like, you know what? I really don't want to transform this thing anymore because I don't want to risk breaking that leg. And I don't know if it was loose out of the box or if it was loose after I transformed it. I have no idea because I didn't even really notice it till after I transformed it.
How does it compare to Bad Cube?
Oh, it's so much better. It's so much thinner. It's got a really nice mass to it. The transformation's actually a little bit better.
So Rodimus Supreme said, your leg isn't loose, Diecast. Warpath's leg is loose.
Rodimus Supreme, you can't prove that.
I love that. That made me laugh.
But, yeah, he's excellent. I really, other than the leg that might possibly fall off. But they are...
Yeah, that's always a drag.
Yeah. Everything's a little tight. Like, you can get extra rotation out of the arm, but you kind of got to pull it out. And then there's an extra hinge in there so you can hinge out and stuff like that. So the arms are a little bit wonky to use, but he looks just so great in both modes. And he feels really nice. You just might lose a leg every once in a while. And it's amazing how, after having Bad Cube's War Dog, how bulky that figure is. It's really amazing in hand how slim this figure is. So, I really like it. I'm not going to do a video on it just because I'm afraid I'll break it if I transform it again.
But that's so entertaining.
Yeah. Last thing I want is that, I already got him stickered, so he's ready to go on the shelf. So,
cool.
And that's it.
Rob, did you get anything?
I got Rise of Skywalker on Blu-ray and a new pair of pants.
I need to get right. Oh, wait, no, I don't need to get Rise of Skywalker. I have.
I
Disney
could do with
Plus.
a new pair of pants, though.
Yeah. I ended up. So, Kim always complains that I have more clothes than she does. So I literally bagged up 75% of my wardrobe and donated to Goodwill. So now most of my shirts are either RSC shirts or like cat shirts. Yeah. So, that, like, literally now my entire non-work wardrobe is cat shirts and RSC shirts. Okay. So I'll start a couple things. Last week I think I had the VMaster reel. I was also bidding on a carded one. That got pretty cheap. So it's that set. What order to go in? I also got C-Wing and Nautilus. I don't really have thoughts on them. I haven't had a chance to transform them yet.
I want to interrupt you real quick here. Just so Prime Read in the chat is encouraging Diecast to do the video because his sadness over Dinobot made his week.
Oh, yes. Actually, that's a good point.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I just had to interject.
No,
with that.
please.
I'm still sad about Dinobot, by the way.
Last week during the show, I was confusing Road Ranger for Night Ranger. And I didn't realize that Night Ranger was its own GoBot. I ordered it during the podcast, so I got one. It's loose, but in fantastic shape with the card. And this came from a retailer called Bradley's for $3.47 originally. Yes, Don?
Yeah. Actually, Brian, Bradley's was in Greensboro there for a while. And when they closed out, when they closed down their stores, they had a huge sale on their Transformers. I picked up Headmaster Juniors. I picked up a ton of stuff on clearance. So yeah, they were locally down in this area for a short period of time before they all closed. They were kind of like a Target. They were mostly known for being up north. They were just starting to come down this way, but they were more like the upscale Target experience at that time in the mid-90s.
Cool. Very cool. Okay. I'm going to run through these right here. I mentioned that I got at least the deluxe figures from the War for Cybertron series. And I'm going to basically go in order of how whelmed I am. So, gosh, I'm going to start with Chromia. If it was in the box with the other toy, I couldn't tell you which was which. Hound. I could almost not tell you which was which. I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I mean, it's got the gold and the scuffing and everything. I mean, but it's not dramatically different. Sideswipe looks a little better. Still not super crazy about the toy, but it is what it is. So that leaves two. I will tell you. Next on the list is Mirage. It looks great. It really does. It's a nice deco. It looks really sharp. And honestly, I thought this was going to be my favorite of them all before I opened them. I just think it looks phenomenal. I love the colors. It's an interesting take. And as Chris pointed out, all the plastic is opaque. But Scrap Face.
Well, I'm glad you like the way those look, Brian.
Yeah, Scrap Face is flippin' amazing.
Isn't he?
Yeah, it's the reflector mold, or refractor. And I honestly, I'm like, oh, okay, I'll get it. But in hand, it's beautiful. It is gorgeous. It just looks fantastic. I love it.
And it's a new character. I mean,
Yeah.
how often does that happen?
I know.
Yeah.
Like we say back in the day, when you would get a new toy, you would say, "Oh, I can't wait to see what they repaint this into as a new character." That's just the way it was. I flippin' love it. So I'm gonna get two more and make a scrap face camera that will make no sense, but it's gorgeous. It's lovely. Let's see here. I'm gonna go with like the weird things. So this isn't that interesting, but I got three more of. It was a lot, and I just didn't happen to have any of them. Three more of the Happy Meal St. Louis test toys. Green and black Cliff Jumper. Red and black Bumblebee. And yellow and red Gears. So now I'm a third of the way through all of those. Yeah. And I don't want to say I think it's the pandemic, but I basically got these for half of what I normally pay per item. So, realistically, I don't want to call it a bargain, but these weren't much. These were about the price of a Voyager each, as opposed to some of them being like $100, as I've seen, as I've skipped out on several lately. So,
Nice.
go ahead. Yeah. What else? Oh, I think I mentioned this before. Last week I had the Transmetal 2 Megatron mint box. Got Transmetal Megatron to save it. Yeah. It'll go on the shelf.
It'll be safer there.
It'll be safer there. Two more things, sort of. I didn't know this existed, and I happened across it. It is from Brazil. Transformers. And this is useful now because this is now currency. Transformers bottle caps. Coke bottle caps. So it's a Cliff Jumper, Thundercracker, Prowl. I'll show them. These are all Sprite. Apparently they also existed in Coke. Rumble, who is red, so it's correct. Devastator. These are vintage from the 80s, apparently. Sideswipe. Galvatron, so it's my favorite. Wheeljack. Bombshell and Ultra Magnus. So I don't think I have a complete set. So
That's really interesting, though.
yeah, it is. It was cheap too. It was like $7, and it came with this thingy to keep track of it on. So the interesting thing, though, you look at the Hasbro. This is apparently vintage to the 80s. On that side, it has maybe this could be a reproduction. I don't know, But on this side, it has what I consider the more modern Hasbro logo.
Yeah.
And on this side, it has the vintage Hasbro logo.
Yeah, Hasbro didn't start using that logo until well after the...
Yeah, so I don't know. This could be reproduction, but it has the spot for the bottle caps on it. So, I don't know. I'll have to look into it. There's not a lot of information on the internet about it.
We also have a request from the Discord to post pictures of the bottle caps on Twitter. They weren't showing up very well in the video.
I'll do that.
Yeah, we were getting glare.
Yeah, I'll do that. Last thing, it's actually 3. The Happy Meal Transformer stuff made me think of... There's some other fast food premiums that I missed out on. And they're not expensive. They're cheap. And they're easy to get a hold of. A lot of these are. And I got these men on sealed card. These are the Wendy's GoBots. I got 3 of them. So, Breeze, Oddball, and Skyfly. Don, what do you know about these? Because I know basically nothing.
Skyfly is the one I had as a kid.
Yeah, but so these seem way nicer than normal premium. So these are legit Machine Robo figures?
No, those, if they came from Japan, it was from a different line that Bandai did at the time. I actually I've owned 1 or 2 of them through the years, but I've never actually sought them out to add to the collection. But I think they were either made for the U.S. market for the promotion, or from another Bandai line that they had that was like it was been like Gashapon or something along those lines in Japan. I don't really remember which.
Okay. Yeah, I know nothing about them.
Yeah, I've never.
They're cheap, so I'm going to complete the set. So that's.
Yeah, I've owned 1 or 2 through the years, but I've never actually gone back and sought them out as an adult collector.
So, yeah, I didn't have a Wendy's as a kid, so I didn't have access to any of these. So, okay, a couple things. Hey, let's jump to, I guess, the news. Really, only one news item this week. MPM-10 Starscream revealed. Chris did a RFC News Desk episode 90 on it, and I don't really like the Starscream character design, but the toy looks really interesting, honestly. It's got like articulated fingers and stuff.
And a mouth.
The product page on Taobao has it at roughly $250. That can't be right.
It's apparently not, because in the Hasbro information, it's a Target exclusive in the US, and I think they had it at like $160.
Okay.
And the Japanese pricing from when we heard about this last month was 20,000 yen price point, which corresponds much more to the 160, 170 from Hasbro's information than it does from the 1,799 yuan on Taobao.
Yeah. I mean, it looks nice. I might consider this one, honestly. I'm
not going to buy it, but I appreciate it, sort of.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see why they made that the original leader price point, Starscream, into a masterpiece, because it had a lot of good. Well, okay, I don't want to say good engine. It had a lot of intricate.
It had a lot of engineering.
Yeah, it had a lot. It had a lot of engineering, and if you're going to take anything from the Hasbro mainline and make it a masterpiece, like a USA edition masterpiece or something, that made perfect sense. Because it was a lot more intricate than some of the other figures at the time. I just haven't even touched mine in years, so I have no idea of how much better this will be. But I like it. I like the way it looks. Just I'm not sure if $160 like it.
Yeah. The only appreciation I ever really had for movie Starscream was just because I like the F-22 as an aircraft design. But that's not really a basis to buy an expensive toy like this.
It is I don't know.
It's not for me, is what I'm saying.
Right.
I do want to say the product photos that came out when the story was released are probably better, and you may not agree, but to me, they're probably better than a lot of product photos we've gotten in recent past, because they would not show this figure head on. In every photo, it's tilted to not show that big triangle beast that figure always has been. I thought whoever did the product photos did a really great job, and I just wanted to mention that because that was the first thing I thought of when I saw those photos is, wow, these are so much better product photos than we usually get.
I know that the Hasbro China images were formatted in a way that looked like they were for portrait orientation phone viewing. So that may have played a part in how they posed the toy, because, as you say, Starscream is a giant triangle, often referred to as a Dorito. And, if you try to fit all of that into a, portrait orientation on a phone screen, you're going to have a very small image of Starscream, a lot of dead space above and below.
Now they can recolor that Starscream into a Doritos colored orange for one of the.
Oh, damn it! I don't have to buy it.
I'm just thinking of that color now on that figure. That'd be like, it'd be something different.
$160 is kind of high for a movie masterpiece. I mean, what was Prime?
Megatron was in that neighborhood, and Starscream's going to be basically the same size overall.
Yeah, I'm just in the, and I hate to be. I never was this way, but I'm starting to be like, as fast as other companies are knocking them off and making them so much cheaper, I'm like, I don't want that character that bad to spend $160 on it. But if he's $60, I may pick him up.
I don't want it bad enough to steal from the mouths of Hasbro employees and Takara employees by buying a knockoff. I'm being horrible, but yeah.
Well, I mean, another component to the knockoff argument, like, this could end up being another movie masterpiece Ironhide situation again, where the official version is just not really put together that well, and the knockoff could well tie up some of that. Not that
It's possible, yeah.
Not that I'm necessarily advocating for buying a knockoff as such.
It's just something to note that has happened.
Yeah,
well,
I don't even know for sure that a knockoff of movie masterpiece Ironhide exists that fixed the problems that existed with that. It's just a possibility for that to happen.
Sometimes these figures just are not worth buying. Even like if Bayverse isn't your thing, even some of the G1 style. Like I'll tell you, MP44. That was 44. 43 was Optimus.
No, 44 is Optimus.
44 is Optimus.
MP44, not worth it. Nope, not worth it at all. Not worth it. Not. And MP45, not worth it. There's a lot of them are just not worth it.
MP45 is not worth anything.
No, it's not.
And MP44 has some issues from what I understand, like the knees and there's a couple other
It's ridiculously overpriced. Even though I got it at a much more reasonable price, it's still not worth that. Especially if you have MP10.
Would you be mad at me for getting a knockoff of MP44?
Diecast, I've bought knockoffs of Masterpiece toys. I don't have any now. I gave them away because I personally don't want to do that, but I'm not going to be mad at you for doing it.
I mean, you can understand why. I'm not going to come with the trailer, but I don't want all that. So
yeah, I'm not going to do it, but you do you. You do you. Hey, so
I'm getting that knockoff.
So we were going to do a topic this week. We're trying to do topics, kind of like old school RFC, how we used to do a topic each week. During this, yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, yes. That's actually honestly the reason. After doing it for several years, probably 4 or 5 years, we just quit doing a weekly topic because it would be a lot of retread. Even though they're new listeners who never heard conversation around those things, we stopped doing it. But during this quarantine, I thought, hey, let's do some really easy, digestible content that people like and can argue with us as they listen. But I'm going to skip it this week because I actually got a question that I answer most questions via email. Most don't make the show, and this one normally wouldn't, but I couldn't find the answer And I'm wearing my Massey Attack t-shirt right now, which I got at tfradio.net/shirt. And we got a wonderful question from listener Chris, not this Chris. He said, I love the show in the new Massey Attack t-shirt. Me too, it's wonderful. And the question is, when did the original Massey Attack occur? And is the video still available? And that was a great question. I'm like, oh, the original Massey Attack was what, 2017? Looked at my email. Like references to Massey Attack go back to like 2013. Can't find the first reference. Don, do you remember when Massey first mauled you on video? Or might it even been before? No, we were doing video when you started.
Yeah,
You tried to block it out.
Yeah, it's honestly, there's been so many. I really can't remember much past the one that's on the shirt. I just don't remember. I really can't. It's literally just been so many different times when he's just swiped at me or bit my feet or rabbit kicked my feet when I wasn't, paying attention to him, or jump up on the bed in the middle of the night and bite me because he wants something. Cat things. It all blends.
So probably the best answer
Or when he
is
scratched.
when was Don first on the show?
So back
Don was first on the show during BotCon 2012 live.
I had Massey by that point. So it had to be somewhere around early 2013 after he came up here and started living with me. So it had to be early to mid 2013. When JD referenced it, that was probably one of the first ones.
So the first one that I could find, I'm trying to remember if it's 427 or 4. Yep, it's episode 437, which is at tfradio.net/437. And you can find it. Oh, and the video you can't see it. Maybe I can move it over. No. But if you go to tfradio.net/437, around 40 minutes into the video, you can watch the first one that I can locate. So, and that's tfradio.net/437. But
That's not the one that's immortalized on the shirt, right?
No, that's a later one. That is a later. That's a
when
later.
Did that one occur?
I thought that was like 2017.
No, I'm legitimately asking because I don't remember when that happened.
Yeah. I was on the episode where that one happened. Diecast was you were hosting this episode, Chris.
I'm sorry to anybody who goes back and listens to that then.
You had a much different haircut back then.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah. TF Radio, I'm watching it right now.
My hair goes through cycles.
Yeah,
It's all more gray now, too.
Don has his arms up like in a guard, trying to keep Massey, who's on the floor, from coming up to attack and attacking him. But tfradio.net/437 is the earliest one I could find. And I don't think we have video going back that much farther on the show. Maybe I'm wrong.
You're kind of wrong, because I think you made us start doing video in like the middle of 2010.
No, yeah. But like on the actual podcast episode.
Oh, okay, on the pages.
Yeah. So, like 305. Oh, no, actually going back to tfradio.net/305, which is one of the first numbered episodes. And that's from 2013. There's video there. So we have video on the website going back to at least 2013. Yeah. Wow, that's actually speaking Warpath, looking at episode 305 has that's supposed to be Quake, not Warpath. Never mind. It's Aftershock, the Shardicon exclusive figure.
I still want that.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Yeah, that's so Chris, sorry I couldn't exactly answer your question, but you can watch the one tfradio.net/437.
I mean, I know the famous Massey Attack. I'm calling this one the famous one because it's on a shirt now. Like, exists as its own video clip and a GIF and everything.
Yeah, Massey the Attack Cat on Twitter. It's like the pinned post. So, yeah. So follow Massey the Attack Cat. Awesome. Okay, cool. Let's see here. What else do we? Oh yeah. Hey, Amazon. tfradio.net/Amazon. You're supposed to show social distance. You're supposed to, not go out in public if you can. You can buy all sorts of stuff on Amazon. I'm social distancing by buying crap on Amazon.
Especially with all the stuff relatively coming out in the next couple of months, because we have, again, not counting on whatever's delayed because of what's been going on, but we have a metric crap ton of Earthrise slated for the next couple of months.
Not really. Like, the earliest anything is dated right now is for July to September.
Well, the next couple of months. I'm just saying though.
I don't anticipate the Shark Takan figure, or whatever it's called, to show up, but it's listed currently on my list as shipping on May 7th. The guard.
Yeah.
Oh, the Alicon?
Alicon.
Yeah, Alicon.
Well, that plus you've also got that wave
That's
of
going to be
Cyberverse.
expensive for me.
Yeah.
Well, so I have one shipping on the 7th. I have like 8 on the
where?
next shipment in like September from Amazon.
I'm gonna have to get the Takara one too, because if it is a different color, I gotta have that.
We'll see.
I mean, it shouldn't be a different color to the Hasbro release, but it may be a different color to what we saw at Toy Fair. It's unclear at best right now, but the Takara one from those newer stock photos was all in plastics rather than being hand-painted. So in the meantime, I would take that as being more correct than what we saw beforehand.
Cool.
On the other hand, Earthrise Optimus Prime and its myriad revisions.
Yeah, tfradio.net/Amazon.
Anyway, all the Earthrise stuff right now is not even available to pre-order, but keep an eye on it because it will eventually pop back up, probably as it gets closer to the actual release windows.
I bet you could pre-order some toilet paper. Interestingly enough,
you could try.
Interestingly enough, I was listening to, I forget which podcast it was, but they're talking about how there's not a shortage of toilet paper necessarily. It's that people are at home, so the toilet paper that's being purchased is the residential toilet paper, and the commercial toilet paper. Yeah, the commercial toilet paper, like Georgia Pacific and companies like that produce, is languishing and not being sold because offices are closed, and they're trying to get that toilet paper into the retail channel.
Yeah, and also something, Brian, is a friend of mine went to the store to get some toilet paper and couldn't find any. And then he was telling me, I said, well, did you go over and check on the RV and marine toilet paper? He says, I never thought about that. Because I don't know what made me think of that. But so if you can't find toilet paper, go to your local store and see if they've got the RV, because people aren't traveling.
Yeah, my Walmart had it.
Maybe there's some there.
My Walmart,
it's a little more pricey, but at least to be an option.
I would say that the stock of toilet paper at my local Walmart when I got these Netflix toys was about 10%, which is better than the 0% it has been.
Oh yeah,
and they were.
In any case, though, you could go to Amazon and look for a bidet to add to your bathroom. Like I think they
install in like 20 minutes. It's worth it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bidet, mate.
Life changing. Really,
it really is.
Just to change the subject slightly, Amazon is where I got my copy of Rise of Skywalker. The Blu-ray version is out of stock, but the 4K version comes with everything that the Blu-ray package does, the movie, the bonus disc, all on standard Blu-ray, and it's the same price as the film SRP for Blu-ray. So you'll pay a little more than if Amazon had it in stock, but you'll also get it this month.
Does it include a feature that makes you want to care about Star Wars again?
That's a you problem, Don.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
I don't know. That sounds more like it's that movie problem from what I've heard. But
I haven't seen anything since the animated Clone Wars.
I haven't liked the last two.
Yeah, it's basically an okay movie. I have not honestly watched it again yet, just because the bonus features were fun to watch. I'm waiting to do the movie until I have time, and also it's just one of those things of I'm just afraid I am going to have the Orchie Kurtzman effect if I try and watch this again and be sitting there going, hey, wait, this is incredibly dumb.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't seen anything Star Wars movie-wise since the animated Clone Wars movie, so I'm a little behind.
I had that effect the first time I watched it.
Yeah, you can just skip, Don. You're fine. Star Wars is played out. Yeah. Even though I love The Force Awakens.
I love The Force Awakens so much to this day. It gave me so much hope.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So it gave you a new hope?
Yes, it did. And the other two.
The Last Jedi was almost half of a good movie.
Yeah, The Last Jedi could have been great. I just didn't work for me ultimately.
If they had something planned for half of the cast to do, it would have been a great
for half of the movie. Yeah.
You're exactly right. It's not the structure of the film or the intent behind it. It's really the execution of that one. So, but yeah. So there you go. Hey,
TFRadio.net/Amazon.
Now the contents of the chat are probably my fault.
Yeah.
No, it's not really. It hasn't gone anywhere.
You're good. So, hey, TFRadio.net/credits. You can see all of our patrons who are at the touched level. We love you. We thank you. We love all our patrons, and thank you for staying around and hanging out with us during all this. You are wonderful. I would never blame anybody if all this horrible stuff's going on, but we thank you for being here. Touched level, our first patron, literally Kevin Dorsey. Kevin, thank you. Sean Bratton, Jacob Owen Lucia, Sean Hamilton, Jason W. Rye, Mike Mallory, Jason Hiley, Jonathan James, Matthew Dedman, Hector Bones. Such awesome names. Brian Cooper, Nathan Sampy, Spider Bob, Rabbits. I love you, Rabbit. And Emmett Sresovich. Thank you all so much. And next week I need to just run through all the patrons. Everybody who's been great. You're awesome. You can find me personally on Twitter at bkilby and on Instagram at Brian Kilby. And I have some other podcast stuff at briankilby.com. So, I just posted a new episode of the Happy Daily a couple days ago, and I came clean that I haven't lived.
I must say I was shocked and appalled, Brian.
Really?
You've been lying to us all this time.
For 4 years. I've been, basically for people who, I basically do that podcast. It was, when I still lived in my hometown that I grew up in, basically, like I had never left it or did anything else, but for the last 4 years, I've basically pretended that I still live there and try to make it local. And, I worked in radio for 16 years. It was my first job, and I missed that community aspect of radio. And I sort of wanted to turn the Happy Daily into what it originally started out as, which was sort of, I wanted it to be kind of like a funny local thing for my where I lived, but I don't live there anymore. So I'm going to transition it over to the same sort of thing, but for where I actually live. And actually not only be, get my stupid jokes in and things like that and do crazy stuff, but, actually do some news related things and commentary on local happenings, plus crazy, teleplays and stuff that I've been doing on, over the years. But I came clean. I haven't lived in Wilkes in 4 years. It was cathartic. But I should have a new episode of the How Was Your Weekend with Wendy here in a week or so. A lot of stuff going on there. And I think I will do Sanford and Son and Transformers, and I will put it there. And if people like it, I'll put it on RFC. But if people don't like it, briankilby.com. We'll see. Let's see here. We are on the Twitter at TF Radio. Facebook.com/TF Radio. Patreon, Instagram, YouTube, Roku, Fire TV, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeartRadio, Stitcher. That's the official places that we're at. And then we've a lot of other places have just sort of ingested our podcast feed and placed us there. We get updates that, hey, you're on this, and hey, you're on that. Great. If you enjoy us on, wonderfulpodcast.ru/Transformers, more power to you.
We don't endorse going there, though, necessarily.
No, but you can find episodes at tfradio.net. You can find our archive going back over 20 years. Rob, how do people get a hold of you?
If they want to talk to me about toys, figure reviewers on Twitter is a good place. My video game stuff usually goes to Rob Flails. That is the official Twitter of Flail Throughs, my YouTube channel, which covers Gundam Battle Operation 2 for the PS4. It's a free-to-play Gundam game. I enjoy it quite a bit. We are doing a bunch of Zeta Gundam stuff right now, so that's like fun, wacky, transforming mobile suits and the like. So, and last week was something really obscure. So yeah, there's fun stuff going on in that. If you like what I'm doing there, check out patreon.com/flailthroughs if you would like to throw money my way. You can request specific mobile suits and weapon and color combinations. And of course, the Amazon wish list, which benefits the podcast and me, is tfradio.net/playlist.
Awesome. Chris?
You can find my toy photography articles about toys and photography and guides and things like that. All that sort of stuff collected together at playwithphotography.com. You can also find random photos and other nonsense on social media at instagram.com/playwithphotography or at playwithphotos on Twitter. If you like the work I do in photography and toys and things and, just general nonsense, and, want to show some support, help me do more of it, patreon.com/playwithphotos for as little as $2 per month. You can contribute to my madness. And then, of course, you can follow me personally on Twitter at ChrisXV. I'm sure there's reasons why to do that. I just don't know any of them right now. But if you would like to do me a nice thing at some point and also help keep the show running in some increasingly small way, I have my own Amazon wishlist at tfradio.net/chrislist, which I've just actually kind of revamped and organized into something that makes slightly more sense than the random mess it was last week.
Cool. Let's see here. Don.
He's waiting to unmute, I think. Don can be found at TFYLP.
Finally. Thank you, Button, for finally responding to my click a minute and a half ago. Yes, I can be found. Thank you, Skype. I can be found on Twitter at HMRC4EVR.
Excellent.
And TFYLP.
Let's see here. Diecast.
You can follow me on Twitter at Diecast2. See all my reviews at tfradio.net/reviews. And you can also like me on Facebook at Reviews by Diecast.
Cool. And you can watch his reviews on our Roku channel, tfradio.net/Roku. Sweet. Let's see here. John is at that John D everywhere. Rob Springer is at RoboRob Springer and at zonebase.org. You can find the show notes for this episode at tfradio.net/670. You can leave us a voicemail at 931-99-GO-BOT. We should have an episode of It's a Done Deal here in a little over a week and a half. And you can leave us a voicemail there or contact us at contact@tfradio.net and ask a question, share a comment, share a thought.
Of course, on our Discord channels too, we
yes.
have a special channel on our Discord server just for It's a Don Deal questions.
Yeah, that really helps me out because I can just literally go there and scan back. Yeah, I love that. So that's awesome. Hey, we love you. We'll see you later. Have a good one. Goodbye. Yeah, I wanted to be a little shorter this week. Just wasn't.
It's on hold. It's been 3 hours and 25 minutes.
Wow.
So I not to get too personal, but like my first job, other than radio, was second job, because I actually worked as a cashier at a grocery store. Other than radio, which is my first job, I guess technically my third job was working in a call center, and that's where I met Kim originally. And when I worked there, the largest number of calls that I ever saw in queue was like 30. That means the number of people waiting to talk. Apparently, a couple days ago, it was over 1,000. Wow. Yeah, it's just craziness.
Yeah. Diecast, who are you going to hold that long refund money? Because I earned something.
And you bought a passport for nothing.
Yeah, I paid $110 for a passport and have not used it once.
At least you have the option.
And I don't think any of us are going to make TFCon Toronto this year either. So
there probably isn't going to be a TFCon Toronto this year.
So real talk. I mean, it takes like 18 months to produce a vaccine, and that's there's not a lot of wiggle room with that.
Yeah, because that's how long it takes to figure out that this probably isn't going to kill the majority of people we give it to.
Exactly. It's not. Yeah. It's not just this actually stops the virus from spreading. It's not going to kill somebody. So
they can figure out that it's going to stop it from spreading in like 2 weeks.
Yes. So who knows how long this is going to last? We've never experienced.
There is no playbook. This is the playbook. We are creating the playbook right now for if this ever happens again.
Not if, when.
Well, okay, I was trying to be a tiny bit optimistic, but I'm just saying that
that's kind of the point to this. There's really not any room for optimism with this.
Right. Well,
this was always going to happen again, and there should have been preparation in place, like there had been up until 2018.
Even with preparation, there's only so much that can be done. I mean, would things have been better? Yes. But would they have been great? No.
Yeah, I'm just saying this because y'all know me. Y'all know me, the other sides of me, when I'm not quite as positive.
I know Don is a 7-dimensional theoretical space-time object.
Yes, Don, we've seen you bowling.
Yes.
So yes, it's. I have my aspects of myself. I'm like the Doctor, kind of, and I have different aspects of me.
You are the star athlete of the podcast, both in bowling and miniature golf. Don, you have cleaned house.
Yes, but I was trying not to be so negative. There's so much negativity out there going on now, but again, it's like there is no playbook for this. It's not like they said back in the Middle Ages, hey, we got the Black Death going on. We need to write down what we're doing. So if there was nothing like this.
Hey, kill all the cats. They're causing this.
Shh, he's right there.
Attack.
But we are creating the playbook on what to do and what not to do. So that's the problem. There's no precedence for this in recent human memory that we can draw on for what to do and what not to do. So it's literally a crapshoot every day on what we're doing. Yeah, I think that's what's depressing everybody is.
All right, well, this conversation is doing wonders for my depression and all, but I think I'm going to go to bed. So
I'm sorry, Matt.
I'll talk to you guys next
Matt.
Take care, Matt. Sorry, Matt.
Obviously, I don't mean really kill the cats. So there are people who don't, like, if somebody isn't aware of like what happened with like the different versions of the plague, like one thing people actually associate cats with evil for whatever reason. I don't know. Maybe they, cats 700 years ago attacked people. Maybe not. I don't know. But like,
cats are asshole.
The bubonic plague, I believe, was passed by rat fleas, which are the fleas that are on rats. And when the rat's dead, apparently they are also prone to biting humans. I don't think killing the cats really exacerbated the problem. I don't think that killing cats was necessarily a widespread thing. But in popular culture anyway, people say that the cats were killed. I think the cats probably were killed, but I don't think that really exacerbated the problem.
So, prime reason to chat.
I hear it's been postponed, which is crazy.
Electric or manual?
What was that?
Electric or manual?
The typewriter.
Yeah, the typewriter.
Oh.
Well, no, it was an IBM Selectric. I mean, it was.
Oh, nice.
that was going to be my guess, to be honest.
Yeah, but like, this is just not a good situation at all. But it was never going to be a good situation. Never going to be a good one.
The goal at the moment for everybody involved, down to individuals, is just not to get worse.
And so the worst problem, not to get political, and I don't think I'm getting too political here, the worst problem is just the fact that we don't have tests. Yeah. And the death rate of this is bad, but it's probably not as bad as we think, which is not an excuse, but we just don't know. Like, based on the number of people that are getting tested, it looks like the death rate is anywhere between like 2 and 10%. If everybody was tested, we knew everybody who actually had it, the death rate would be lower. It's going to be higher than the flu, but it's not going to be like, 8%.
Yeah, there's a little bit going both ways as I understand it, because what I've heard is that some places they are not testing people who die of what appears to be pneumonia if they were not diagnosed with COVID-19 before they died. So, the numbers are not fully accurate in either direction, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're never going to have accurate numbers.
Yeah, we're
on
not.
This.
The correct way to do it would be to test everybody, and then the people that we know that have it, look at the people that recover versus the people that die. But we're never going to test everybody. So, like, when you only know, like, a biased population of that these people have it, and we know that a lot of them died, and we know that a lot of them have it because they're presenting, the number's biased. And when you look at that, the death rate is like 10%, which is horrific. But, again, it doesn't include the asymptomatic people or the people that, just don't get tested. So it'll be interesting to see where this winds up.
Yeah, it will.
But anyway, it's just, I kind of dread going into work, but I kind of have to because I'm an essential worker. And, it's just, my girlfriend's worried about me. She's working from home because she can.
Yeah.
I kind of can't.
You can't.
So I have to, I can't. My job can't be done from here. But I've actually cut way back on buying. I mean, this first stuff, the stuff here that I've got, other than like the reaction Megatron I got last week, that was just a small purchase because there's nothing locally showing up. There's nothing coming out till all the Earthrise hits. There's nothing third party I want enough to risk importing right now. And the two pieces that I've got,
just because of potential risk of losing your job or something or being sick.
No, I'm just saying like the guys that I buy from China from.
You're gonna buy something from that. By the time you get it,
yeah, I know. I'm saying,
but the overseas shipping is also really troubled right now.
Yeah,
and also there's nothing I really want. I mean, I got most of the. It's like one of the guys I buy from on eBay had that General Grant figure, the War for Cybertron Optimus Prime with the flight pack. I got it before all this pretty much kicked in. Now I wiped down the outside box with an alcohol wipe, and I wiped down the inner box. I mean, I just was being a little overcautious, I know. But that and that Jet Power Optimus that I got, the one from Perfect Effect, that's the last. I mean, there's nothing I really want. There's nothing coming out that I want other than a couple things like that Fans Toys Trailbreaker, if it turns, which we finally started getting pre-orders for. After having that same picture for how many years, Diecast? How many years has Fans Toys had that one picture Trailbreaker available? 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
I mean, they're finally doing that Soundwave that they had shelved earlier when Masterpiece Soundwave came out. They're keeping the same number because they just skipped whatever FT3 wound up being. They just skipped over the 2, which was the Soundwave. Now that's coming out, and we're finally seeing pre-orders for the Trailbreaker. But other than that, there's nothing I want. Other than I would like to get the 2-pack that's got Vincent and Old Bob from the Black Hole. I kind of want to find a Maximilian if I can, because y'all remember the Brian, you remember the Black Hole, right?
Don, as a kid, I had a folder of the Black Hole that went into a binder, but I've never actually watched it.
Okay. They actually include a second head with Maximilian that's got the Reinhardt eyes in the visor at the end of the movie. When him and Maximilian go to hell and merge, it's got his eyes in the visor, which is really cool. But yeah, I don't know about y'all, but there's nothing I want to order. There's nothing that jumps out and says, "Hey, spend money on me." Maybe it's because I've got all this Earthrise stuff pre-ordered later on.
I'm only buying vintage stuff at this point, pretty much. There's nothing new. There's nothing new that I want that really. I don't get third party.
Yeah.
No new Masterpiece toys are coming out anytime soon that I can think of.
There's no GoBots that I want to get. I mean, the only GoBots I need that I really want now are the tail end pieces like Man of War and Treads, which are going to be super expensive on card because they were right at the tail end of the line. And there's some of the new reaction stuff I want to pick up. I'm cherry picking on the reaction figures.
You are so into that now, Don. I love it. I bought one.
No. I'm literally sure. It's like I wanted the Jetfire or the Skyfire, but he's doing that Dreamwave bent leg pose, like he's too big for the card, so he has to kind of scrunch down to fit on the card art instead of them just drawing him normal, which doesn't look good. The Bumblebee looks really good. The Alpha Trion looks good. Soundwave is kind of meh. That's why I wish they would do a book with all their reaction stuff, the artwork, the layouts, the boxes, and all that. So that way I could have everything to look at without actually having to cherry pick all these figures. But I haven't seen the one for Devastator, the box art, the card art for it. I haven't seen a picture of it yet. So, I mean, I'm not buying all of them because some of them just don't look that good.
So,
the Shrapnel looks great.
My favorite thing I bought recently, and it's not on topic for the show, so I haven't mentioned it. Is this? It's not an EverDrive, but it's kind of like an EverDrive, but for the TurboGrafx 16.
Oh, so neat!
It's a flash card. It's a flash cart or flash Who card for the TurboGrafx. Like EverDrive was like $150. This was like $50, and it came pre-installed with all the games. So.
Oh wow!
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm happy with that.
Wish I still had my TurboGrafx.
I thought I had one. I had like 2 or 3 at one point because weren't worth anything. But now they're like expensive. It's ridiculous.
Oh man, I bought one for like $50 on clearance from Toys R Us.
Yeah, exactly.
When. Yeah, and I think I sold it to a friend of my brother's for the same price.
Like
if I still had that, I left it in the box. I could probably get so much.
Yeah, like I think somebody gave me one, and I had my original. I think I got one for $20, like at Retro Reboot, as like a backup. But like for whatever reason, in a purge, I didn't have one. So I ended up buying one off eBay, and it was like $70, and it didn't come with anything. So I had to buy a controller, had to buy a power supply. And I had already bought if you remember the Turbo Tap, I think that's the
multiplayer adapter.
No, I thought that was. I thought the Turbo Tap. No. It was the thing that goes on the back where you could plug in RCA cables or composite cable.
I forgot that was a separate.
Yeah, but Hyperkin made like a version of that for like $20, and I actually had that before I had this unit. I've had it for like 6 months when it came out. Because I thought I had one. But I used to have a Turbo Duo RX, which was the Turbo Duo that came with the System Card 3 built in and a 6-button controller.
Oh, nice.
And I think like in 2000, I paid like $200 for it. And I think when I sold it, I sold it for $3. And it goes for like $4 now.
Because I was looking at, I'm more of the little, those little, like you had the Mortal Kombat that you took back, Brian, or you were going to take it back. Those little handheld arcade versions.
I gave it to my nephew.
They got Spy Hunter, which I'm tempted to pick up that Spy Hunter. Spy Hunter is fun. And then Target has this big, who did Bad Dudes? Who was that?
Data East.
Yeah.
Data East. They have a little tabletop console with like 30 games on it. I had no idea Rolling Thunder had 3 versions. I only played the first one and never could beat it because it was so hard to make them leap sometimes. So I never could beat Rolling Thunder. But there was 3 versions of it. I had no idea. I'm kind of looking at that. I'm hoping to go on sale here so I don't pick it up. It's before I pick it up. But they've also, that's more my speed on the gaming is a lot of the retro stuff. It's just, but my work has one of the, has the Marvel superheroes Capcom. So I can finally beat, Marvel superheroes with Iron Man, which is fun, but I still can't beat Children of the Atom with Iceman because I keep getting my butt kicked. But, just distractions from what's been going on. Got your belly? Ha ha ha. Got your belly?
It's a trap, Don.
I know, but he being a good boy. I'll give him some
Not for
scritches.
long.
No, it's just after working so much the last couple of days, I'm just so tired. I mean, I know a lot of people are. I love it. 12 and a half hours one day, almost 14 the next. It's just...
All right, I think I'm gonna get going to bed.
Are you giving up on your credit card?
I'll probably wait till I'm like ready to go to sleep and then hang up again.
Or they'll just disconnect you.
Yeah, because it's been 3.5 hours now.
At least, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good luck with that.
Thanks. I'll see you guys.
See ya.
Have a good one, man.
Take care.
So let's see here. Never mind. I'm not gonna comment on that stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think I'm gonna head on out, guys. Like I said, I'm off tomorrow, but I think I just want to go get some sleep. So,
good plan.
Y'all take care. Everyone in the chat, y'all take care. Stay safe, and we will see y'all next week.
See ya.
Good night.
Night, y'all.
So, Sean, it varies. It could vary by disease. Some disease, depending on whether or not you, I guess if it mutates. But normally, if you can catch it twice, it's because you're immunocompromised. So you really need everybody else to be vaccinated.
Also, so far, to my knowledge, the only reports of people catching this twice come specifically from one place, which leads me to believe that some false positives from the kind of tests they're using are much more likely.
Or also
than this being caught twice.
Also, the disease apparently hits in 2 waves. So the first wave is a fever, then your fever breaks, and normally, like with the flu, when your fever breaks, you think you're better or getting better, but then it hits again. So apparently that could also be the case as well.
Yeah.
If you get a vaccine, you never get it at all. Well, that you could. I mean, the vaccines aren't, especially with the flu, vaccines aren't always, 100% preventative.
And there's always the chance that by the time we get to the vaccine, there are different strains of.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's not like saying, oh, because a vaccine might not work, let's just not do vaccines. It's like we need to be extra careful instead of not careful.
Yeah. Nothing is 100% effective, but that doesn't mean it's not worth doing.
Yeah. Like a vaccine in theory should protect you, but it doesn't always. There are mitigating circumstances that could keep it from happening. And especially with the flu, I mean, they'll tell you that, like with a flu shot isn't guaranteed to keep you from getting the flu. It's just going to help. It's very well likely going to help you not get the flu, but everybody's biology is a little bit different.
Yeah.
There is no flu vaccine. Okay.
Well, the RFC Discord is not a substitute for genuine medical advice. Please.
Yeah. No, there's no universal flu vaccine. There's no universal flu vaccine. That's true. But the vaccine that you get each year should they cover different strains, but it's like a compound.
Yeah, they tend to, as I understand it, they tend to go with compounds that protect against the most common strains.
Yeah, and the ones they expect to be going around.
Yeah, and sometimes they get it wrong. It does happen. It is not always possible to guess what the most likely strain of something going around is with 100% accuracy. I mean, I'm understanding that correctly, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good.
To the best I understand, yes, you're understanding it correctly.
Thank you. Yeah, I just... I'm not always sure I've got it right, and I do like to ask.
So Crunson is some. I'm just interested in the thought behind that. So I'm actually doing some research.
I don't believe the flu vaccine wears off. It's just, the next year's strain is not going to be quite the same strain you have vaccines for.
Well, so
you have to get it again.
Yeah, they're different strains. Like there's they can go around. Yeah, so Rodimus Supreme is looking at the page that I looked at first. Yes, the cold has hundreds of strains. There's also no vaccine for the cold.
Yep.
Cool. Hey, okay. Hey, people watching live, I think we are about petered out.
Yeah, I'm tired.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes, it's been a long day.
It's been a long road.
Okay, from there to here.
So people watching live, we love you. We'll see you later.
Take care, everybody.